Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my live English sessions in which I talk about common sense and also English and in the stories of America. Many stories in America. Of course, that is inappropriate sentence structure, but I am doing metaphoric and expressions. And of course, if you have any comments, questions, or if you want to make fun of me, you write it down below. Alright, so I got some things to talk about today in this group because this group has over 30,000 followers. And as I said before, and I've been speaking this many times to many Bangladesh I talked to, some in India, some in Vietnam, in Nigeria, and a little in Ethiopia, in which I lived in that country for about 2 years. I try to tell people that I am about 70 to 80% proficient in English. I am not a professional teacher. My native tongue is America, United States of America. And of course, I'm not being arrogant. I just have a sense of personality and charm. And so those who join me at this time, this particular time, are special. That means you know what my time is. My time right now is about 1:44 p.m. And so in Bangladesh, it will be 10 hours ahead. So their time will be 11 o'clock. So you know I'm up. You have to be up pretty late to just come at a time that I'm comfortable to talk. Okay. So today's topics. So if you say you live in Bangladesh, you know it's 10 hours ahead. Saturdays and Sundays, I will be getting up at 6 a.m. in the morning. Okay? And your time will be 4 p.m. Okay? So, if you are following me, and you already should know my name by now, and all my information inside of my description box, please understand that I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. Yes. You have to follow me. You have to know me. You have to be in one of those group sessions that I'm talking in and educating the individual. There are 3 different types of groups. Maybe 4, I think. The first one is the inbox. Understand what the concepts of what Messenger app is about. Okay, we already know Facebook is very popular and YouTube. We should know this. Everyone should know what Facebook is and YouTube. Okay, not WhatsApp. Now, WhatsApp is something different to me. I can use it. I have it on my phone. Also, Zoom. So we are going to explain the definitions of these different types of group chats. Okay? And if you have any sentence structures or something you want to write to me, write it now or forever hold your peace. Okay? We are also going to talk about habits and expressions. Okay, so we're going to talk about that because I always got something to talk about. When someone is talking, especially in their native tongue like myself, as a Black American, all right, please understand that let me finish my sentence structure, then you can interrupt. Because if you're speaking in a foreign tongue, you're not going to know how to interact or interrupt me. You're not, because I talk kind of quick. Yes, I do. I know I talk kind of quick. All right, but I'm trying my best to slow it down. Take the key words and phrases out of my sentences, and it's usually highlighted when I speak because I speak very proficient in English. Okay? Also, since I say I'm dynamic in English, understand this. I am not a professional. I do not sound monotone like a lot of white folks do. I am an expressive. Okay, expressive. Okay. I turn my head. I make gestures. But lots of people think I'm talking down to them. I'm not talking down to you, okay? So let's begin with these different types of groups, okay? There is. The first type of group is this one right now. This is a public Learn English Today group. This has over 30,000 followers. Okay, so I'm in this group simply because of that, because it has a lot of followers. And of course, this is the first type of group you may see on Facebook. There are many different types of groups for personality reasons, for any type of reason. You type it in there, you'll find a certain group that you will fit into. The second type of group is created in the Messenger app. Now, all of you should have the Messenger app installed on your phone. The Messenger app is connected to the Facebook original. So there are two different applications. There's a Facebook app, then there's a Messenger app. Please install both of those. The official one. You can see which one they are, the symbols. Some of them are copies and generic ones. So please be careful not to select Messenger Lite. We're going to need to install Facebook app and also the Messenger app. Okay? Once you install those two, how you been, MD, Niam? Anyone who joins here, I will mention your name very quickly. I cannot bring you onto the camera because your internet is different from my internet, and there's also a feedback loop, an audio feedback loop. If you can't pay attention, you must remove yourself because I'm a native American speaker with personality and charm. Okay. All right. Now, once you install the Facebook app, and also, how you been, Sheik? How you been, Sheik? Sheriful? How you been? And once you install this Facebook app and Messenger app, the official ones, you can understand why I'm going with this. The next step is this group right now. I'm talking in right now live stream on the Facebook group. The group that I was accepted in is the first thing. Anyone can go into a group. Anyone can do a live stream or a chat. Now, this type of stream, you can't share videos. Okay? You can't share videos. You can share videos, but your Wi-Fi better be right on the money if you want to do a stream on Facebook. Okay, brothers and sisters? Now, the second type of stream is basically those streams that are advertised on, shown on YouTube, Facebook, like through StreamYard, through Restream, which I do, those two main ones I'm doing, and your face is shown. The internet is very clear and pristine. How you been, Abdullah? What's going on with you? How was your day? Anything you want to write it down below, or forever hold your peace. I'm explaining these groups before I get into habits and expressions. I will be talking for like a half an hour to maybe an hour, and then I'm out of here. Alright? So you got to understand what these descriptions of these groups are. It's 4 of them. Public group, private group. Okay? The private groups are basically, you can start a group on your own. You can add people in your group if you have the Messenger app installed. If you have the Messenger app installed, you can add people in your group. All right, babies? Okay? Babies and baby dudettes? And when you add people to this group, please ask their permission. Don't add me to your group if I don't know what kind of group it is. Okay? It is common courtesy to ask a person before you add them in their group. Don't do it because they will just leave. Alright? Because I had that happen to me sometimes. Add your own group, private group. The private groups are not public. These things are basically created within the Messenger app. Private groups are good ways of learning. I usually keep mine down to at least about 25 to 50 people. And people who are not active, I kick them out of my group. I am the administrator of Mandel Evans Basic English Group. Now, there are other groups I am into as well. But understand this. Be active in the group if you want to learn English. Okay? The third type of communication, inbox communication, is private inbox. Like someone can send you a friend request. When someone sends you a friend request, you either can accept it or check their bio. Because there's a lot of trolls out there. A troll is someone who basically is emotional, who's just like to get on your nerve on purpose. Okay? You didn't say nothing, and that person automatically don't like you. They'll say something out of the side of their nose or some shit. Okay? These are types of expressions. And then I'm like, why are you saying I'm smarter than all Bangladesh? I never said that. That's a troll. A troll does not ask questions. He attacks first. He insults your intentions and he insults your intelligence. because something is wrong with that individual. There's a lot of trolls on the internet. And I know some Bangladesh has told me this is so. Some Bangladesh sabotage one another's. And we got that in America too as well. So you got to know how to block them. Learn how to block them. Doesn't matter what they do behind the scenes. Stupid people tend to believe the media. They don't go to the source. Stupid people believe the media. Got it? Stupid people believe the media over the source. You go to the source and then ask that person that question. People like to smear people's names. Now, the next one is, we already talked about the inbox. People can send their friend requests, right? So the last one is streaming. Now, like I said before, there's the Facebook groups. Then there's the messenger apps, inbox groups, private groups. Then there's the inbox messenger app. Those are individual groups, okay? No, not groups, but individually. You can talk to my inbox directly if you need me, okay? Inbox me, one-on-one. If there's some kind of personal problem, inbox me one-on-one. But don't get on my nerve, okay? Because sometimes I'm not in the mood. The last one is the streams. Now, streams are very popular with everyone. Everyone likes to advertise and show their stuff and display their stuff live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Mixer, and Twitter. There's multiple platforms to advertise your Twitch on. Twitch is public, fully public to the world to see. Not just restricted on Facebook. Facebook is very restricted, while a stream is not restricted. So if you go to a YouTube, people who, as a matter of fact, it is restricted on YouTube. So if you, Restream, however, like I said before, Restream advertises to all platforms. That is the only one I know that can advertise to all platforms, and that's the one I use. So it depends on what stream you're using. You're actually live. You are live when you are doing a stream, peoples. Now, let's go on to the next subject. Now, if you miss something, ask me a question or forever hold your peace. Now, the habits of studying pronunciation, okay? Pronunciation. Most people don't care of how you pronounce them. Pronunciation is the correct way of saying it, but pronunciation sounds more accurate to me because the word now is in there. Just like when people mispronounce the word chocolate. Most Americans mispronounce chocolate all the time. They say chocolate. The original word, how to pronounce that word, is chocolate. I've learned that a long time ago. And I said, oh, so most people are not fluent in English. They are not 100%, but most Americans are. Because America is more diverse than every country. So it evolves at a much faster rate. So if you hear the word truck in America, that's a goddamn truck. There is the description for each type of truck. But other countries may not have many descriptions because America is a diverse country, most diverse country in the world. Understand the evolution of the language itself. Why is superior up on the top scale? Okay? Why everybody wants to come into America. Think like that, okay? All right, we got that. Now, how you been, RS Rewan? How you been? And as I said before, I'm not speaking with arrogance. I'm speaking more with pride, okay? All right? So now we're going to talk about the habits. If you want to understand pronunciation, take the word or the sentence, post it in the private groups, and you will see it to be corrected by a native speaker. Most Americans do not speak proper English, like myself. Got it? So there's a difference between the handful of people in America who wants to speak proper English compared to those who is just average. As I said before, I'm above intermediate. I'm right there between the professional and intermediate. So I'm not exactly intermediate. Most Americans speak intermediate basic English. Okay? I speak above most of them. All right? Okay, we got that. Now, when you want to take a sentence, make sure you send the sentence in the private group. Send it. And if a Native American speaker sees it, they will correct you. Please only use these private groups, as I explained earlier, for educational purposes. Okay? It's not for chitter chatter. You'll bog down the whole, where I'm from. Okay, yeah, I live on the corner of, that's not necessary. You're not learning English that way. Private group chats are meant to be learning tools. You're not on the internet to play too many video games because you don't know English. Most games are in English. Even when you're from Japan and China, they have to translate it first to English because that's where they get most of their money from, and their own people. Americans love video games. Women do not like video games as much as men do, okay? Especially the complex ones. Now, you take that, this is a habit. You write down a word or a sentence structure. Write the word down or the sentence structure, send it in the group chat, the private group chat, as a matter of fact. And if you do have a Native American speaker like myself, they will correct you on it. And as I said before, I'm 80% correct, but I'm not 100% correct. So if you say the comma belongs here, then most likely you will most likely be wrong. Okay? If he's a professor, I talked to a few professors and I had to correct them. Okay? I don't mind learning from them too as well. As a matter of fact, there's a lady named Kim who corrected me on the word pronunciation. It is correct. That is pronunciation. Okay? And basically, I have to agree with her because most Americans do not speak 100% fluent English, and it's not the way to correctly pronounce it. So if you say pronunciation in America, people don't care. They know what you mean. Even though they may not know the meaning verbatim. They may not know the definition verbatim, but they get the idea. They know what you're talking about. This is why memorization is more important than studying the technicalities of English. By studying the technicalities of English, it takes you longer to process the information. This is why I am a dynamic English teacher, and the professionals do the technical work. Okay, they will tell you a verb and a noun and a pronoun and an adjective. Most Americans don't know those things. So start understanding to imitate, start understanding to copy, and to watch and to practice. And as I said before, a habit is writing something down, first step. Second step, or you can write a sentence down. Send it to a native speaker. Okay? Listen to how the way they speak, because you can easily tell if they are intermediate, above intermediate, or professional. You can definitely, if you talk to a professional teacher, trust me, I know, because I've been taught by professional teachers. All right? If you talk, they will sound very monotone and very basic when they speak. They speak very humble. Okay? They would say, this is an adjective, this is how we use. Mostly white people talk like this, okay? All right? So I'm not being a racist. I'm just saying that's statistical facts, okay? Teachers in schools who teach English classes or any high yellow to white person is going to talk proficient, more proficient than me, okay? All right? So professionals, they'll tell you that's an adjective. You should not use that in your proper sentence structure. But Americans don't care about that. So you're going to have to tone it down a bit. All right? So now, as I said before, I am a dynamic English teacher. I am 80%, 70 to 80%. I'm not 100%, y'all guys. There are some guys out there, which is very rare to find a minority of colored folks who speak like me. It's very rare. You're not going to find that, okay? Trust me, you're not going to find it. But of course, I digress. Digress means to change the subject or going out of, who the hell is, I hate getting messages on my phone. I don't know what the hell it is. Digress means to beside the subject. It means to talk about something other than the subject. Okay? There are many ways of rewording sentence structures. There's many expressions. So we talked about habits now. So if you have a habit of writing something down, write a sentence down, or write it on a piece of paper. Take a picture of it. Send it in the private group chat, you guys. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. See, since I'm a dynamic teacher, you know how I go up and down. Professionals don't go up and down. Okay? So, we already talked about habits. Writing something down, writing a sentence down, sending it into the group chats, listening to yourself. Recording yourself is very important. Imitation is very important. So if you see Adobe has been very much respected in Harry Potter and you've been watching movies and you imitate that voice, you are on the right path. Now, let's talk about the next subject now here. Expressions. Now, just a little while ago, how you been, Muhammad? What's going on? MD Rakul, okay? Abdullah, y'all still here? What's going on? I know a lot of people are sleeping in your time, but my time is a good time. So, expressions can go like this, okay? There's a lot of metaphors. There's a lot of rappers, African black rappers who rap because they're getting paid for entertainment purposes. They're getting paid for entertainment purposes. An expression is like this. I love you, my lovely. Now, even though that's kind of inappropriate, that's not a proper sentence. It is said that way. I love you, my lovely, because it's a form of romance. It's an expression, an exaggerated expression. In America, people use strange words for love and expression, especially for romance or trying to be creative, trying to create a rap song. Now, if you're trying to create a rap song or music, anything goes. If you're schizoaffective, you can say whatever you want and people will figure it out and pick it apart. Like Eminem, up and down the street and stuff like that. The metaphors are used in music and also in romance. So the expression is, I love you, my love, is the appropriate way to say in a sentence. But some individuals might say, I love you, my lovely. Let me lick the ice cream off your head. Okay. These are basically Shakespearean poets. People are poetry. They use poetry. And y'all should not be really getting into poetry. That's advanced. That is very advanced. Do not try to get into poetry. Alright? I do not recommend you get into poetry until you have mastered how Americans speak English. Okay? Do not try to get in the technicalities or the poetry or the metaphors. You must learn how to speak proper English, and no one speaks proper English by 100%. When a Native American speaker is speaking, such as myself, let him speak first. Do not interject. Do not try to interrupt. Because if you do that, you're never going to be understood. And you'll irritate the teacher, such as myself, okay? I am not humble. I will basically cut you off, okay? Unless you're paying me a good amount of money, okay? Because I need food in my belly, too. Yeehaw! Yeehaw! Now, so how long have I been talking? Only 10 people are watching me. So, how are your days going? Please write something down. And so I will give you an example of another expression. You are beautiful, my dear. Remember, some English is not really English. It's Shakespearean English. So that's why I say not to get in Shakespearean, okay? Thou art, of course, as thou pitiful of a flower that should not be touched on the ground. Don't do it. Too complex. I don't understand all of that Shakespearean sometimes. But please understand, there's many romantic ways of saying something. You are my everything every day. Okay? You are my everything in every way. And of course, I would surely love to pray that you will be my everything in every way. Of course, you have to know how to speak it, practice it, rehearse it, imitate it, have good habits of it, and a good memory of imitation, because that's all it takes. It doesn't take to understand if a word is a verb or a noun or an adjective. If you do that, you're losing out on memorization, because memorization will be focused on them verbs and adjectives, and then that's a waste. Okay, my daughter can speak fluent English. Does she know anything about an adjective? No. No. Children don't learn adjectives. Well, I gotta get out of here, y'all. Y'all not saying nothing to me? What's going on? How have you been, Muhammad? As I said before, I cannot do video on this Facebook group. Okay? Do this is like a stream. Only on Facebook, though. It's not as popular, okay, as YouTube. Okay? You can make money on YouTube. They teach you how to make money on YouTube. A lot of English classes can be taught from off of YouTube alone. There are more people on YouTube than on Facebook. And they're $1 trillion. They're making trillions of dollars off of the advertisements of the people. And I believe strongly that they should give that money back to the people. So if you're using my video to make this money, what kind of proposition did you give me to advertise my shit? Right? I don't like that. I don't like the fact that sponsors don't make a negotiation deal to use your product to advertise. I think that should be some rules. Okay, I want to advertise my stuff on your page. How much are you willing to pay me? There should be some sort of negotiation deal, but there's not. So people are literally getting frauded on YouTube. Okay? That's why I don't monetize my shit. I think the best way to do it is to people give donations. That's a better way. Have a donation box. Go to PayPal. Make a donation button. Okay? That's trying to be creative. But of course, they don't think about the people. They think about their own pockets. You know what I like about, Anchor.fm/EmeraldPill. Anchor pays you for just advertising your own voice. So far, I got $5. But I haven't gotten any subscriptions yet because it's not popular enough yet. Because people think I don't make any sense when I talk. Because they think I'm talking down to them. But that's totally fine with me. I don't want to be popular with them fools. It only takes a handful of people, or rich people, to see one. If one rich person sees you, then you're rich. Did you know that? Most of the time, the only way to get rich is to know someone who's rich. Did you know that? I don't know anybody who's rich. And if they were rich, if someone that I know is rich, and they're hiding it, they will be cursed. It's not really hard. They may communicate with me almost every day. I'm like, how you communicate with me every day? You don't want to help my struggle. Everyone is struggling, peoples. Not the rich. The rich are not struggling. Even if they had cancer, they're not struggling, okay? You got cancer and you're rich, you're not struggling anymore. Alright? You're a hostage, you're not struggling anymore because you should know better than having all that money in the first place, right? When you get rich, you're supposed to do what with the money? You're supposed to help one another. You're not supposed to hoard it. You're not supposed to create islands of, like in Dubai, these rich individuals from another country, they obtain so much wealth, they can create their own landmass and shit. And then the people in the world are going hungry, and you got all that wealth. That's sad. That's a terrible thing. I don't even want to know a rich person if they're not kind-hearted. I don't even want to be around them. I'm like, I be walking around rich people all of the motherfucking time. Okay? And so they basically walk, and most white people are rich. They make over $40,000 to $50,000, but they don't know how to. The excess money they have is not for their kids. It's the elderly. The elderly rich. It's not for their kids. They want the best education, but they don't need the best education. They're just thinking about themselves. People who think about themselves are the fucking scum of the earth. Alright? Okay. But anyway, I'm only talking for 30 minutes to half an hour. So how many minutes have I been talking? Okay, one more minute and I'm out of here. No one's actually saying something. So how have you been? All of you guys who are watching me. And of course, this will be posted on Learn English Today. And of course, if you want me to explain myself, express myself, or to point out something in clarity, just ask me. Ask me directly if you have to. And please, don't go into the group chats causing problems. If I put you in my personal group chat, I usually try to tell you, don't stir up anything. Just be peaceful. Just be respectful. And don't talk too much unless you got something, you have a question. Questions are good. It is better to ask questions than to run amok, running your mouth. Okay? I love you all, but I hate the many of you. And the most people I despise is those people who like to hide. Most people I despise are those people who like to cause trouble. They have problems in their life, so they'll cause you trouble. So try to stay away from them individuals, okay? And then there's those individuals who just don't have nothing else better to do but to cause you misery. So you block them. You block them. There you go. I love you all, but I despise the many of you. Because I told you before, most people are idiots. And the people who are watching me, kudos to you for becoming aware, okay? And y'all guys who live in Bangladesh, you guys who are living in foreign other countries, India, Nigeria, don't become like the masses of asses. Okay? The masses of asses are not very bright. Okay? It's good to learn, but lots more people don't like to learn. Alright? A lot of people don't like to learn. They wear their heart on their sleeve. See? That's a metaphor for meaning too emotional. Your heart is on your sleeve. You're too emotional. You cannot be emotional as much. You can be a little bit exciting, enthusiastic, charming. Then be a dunce. A dunce means you got to stick your head in the corner on the wall. You're a stick in the mud. You're in punishment. You got to be too disciplined. Okay? Because I'm very disciplined. But at least I'm charming. Right? Y'all should be the same. You should be exciting, okay? Life is too fucking short. You only live less than 100 years old, peoples. You only live less than 100 years old. Don't be a dull stick in the mud. Stick in the mud. Throw a stick in the mud. It just sticks. That's boring. Me, I'm a firecracker. Boof. Right? Be a firecracker. Be happy to teach. Don't pull people down, my dears and dudettes. Dudettes and dears. When you say dear, you're referring to a female. If you say sir and dudette, you're referring to a male. Okay? I recommend not listening to foreign countries when they have different slangs of English. Because most of the time, those foreign countries like Britain, Swedish, Germany, okay, are not as evolved in English like in America. And since everyone wants to talk like an American, I advise you understand that there's more diversity than in America than all countries combined. Alright. So evolution is on a higher peak in America. Alright? Of course, everyone needs to learn. And I'm always learning too. Peace and love to brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. Welcome to my live video stream on learning English. I love the animals more than humans, but I do not fuck the animals. Don't fuck the animals. Alright? Peace.